Alright, well, I'm back. That sucks. I think I just got my first raid sent over from Twitch just as my internet decided to disconnect. So, bop, bop, bop. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fucking sweet? Great. Great. Just lost my first Twitch raid to shitty internet. I'm so mad. I am so mad. Might just go take a walk up the Talmadge Bridge and jump off. I won't actually. That might be too dark. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. I am so sad, though. Nobody ever watches on Twitch. It's all YouTube and TikTok, which is great. I'm grateful for y'all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. But I was pretty excited to see that Twitch raid coming in. And now it's gone. I don't even know what happened either. It was just my computer. All my other devices stayed connected to the internet. Just my whole computer decided to shut on down. But, alright. We're just picking up right where we left off. Damn, since this is a new stream now, I gotta be a good friend. Pull this shit back up. I am bumping Element today. This is the tunes. This is my dude. Go check out Element on SoundCloud. I love this guy and I appreciate him letting me use his tunes. Alright. So that hand is nice and posed. I think what I might go ahead and do now decisions. I think I might go ahead and just try to make those belt buckles or belt loops, and then I'll do the belt buckle after that. And the belt loops are going to be super duper easy. I do think it might be time to start merging shit, because making those belt loops is going to be a lot easier if these pants are all one object, which is really exciting for me. It's really, really exciting. You know what I think would look better? Is if this thumb looks kind of broken, actually. So maybe I'll fuck around with this thumb real quick before I move on. But I think this would be kind of cool if it was like broken up the other way. Kind of like this, instead of hanging naturally. If it was like, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll open it up the other way, actually, and that could work pretty cool. So I'll just come in here, grab my Z-modeler real quick, mask out everything that makes up the thumb. Maybe. Get in nice and close. I can actually tap on those squares. I'll go ahead and hit W, put my manipulator, god damn it, hit W, put my manipulator right at the base of this thumb, and we can just, invert my mask, rotate all that down a little bit. Yeah, then it makes it look a bit more like she's like coming in to grab him. Same thing as always, I'll have to smooth all that out, and I might have to re-sculpt some of it, we'll see. But I got enough geometry, I should be able to just, do something like that. And then what I could do is, well, first things first, let's get this knuckle back. That pretty much disappeared on me, so I just grabbed my clay brush, and we'll just kind of, real quick, bulk this sucker up. Wow! Yep, kind of a knuckle. And then I'll just fake that little extensor tendon back in there real quick. Kind of like that. And then we could do something on the inside over here to make this little connection a little bit more believable. So maybe I'll just make my clay brush really small and just kind of dig out some of this so it makes it look like a more thin piece of skin, you know? Yeah, that's looking pretty nice and scary, I think. Not too bad. Yeah, and like I said, this hand looks a little bit broken, and it's because this finger normally would be pointing towards this finger a little bit, but I like it. I like the silhouette it's making, and I like her having a broken hand. This priest guy, he definitely needs to have his hands bending in a really believable way. He's not a demon, so we want his joints to function properly. She is a demon though, so I can have some fun with that hand posing. Alright. But I think we're about ready to start merging shit, which is a very big moment in every 3D model's lifespan, is when everything gets to get merged together. Actually, for animation and film, you wouldn't even like take the time to merge all this shit together. It wouldn't make any sense, and it would actually probably make rigging harder. But for a 3D model, like, it has to all be one object. So this is none noose. Why is this none noose 2? What? Whatever. We're gonna call this none noose merged. Actually, we're gonna call this one ready for merge, and then we'll immediately save a duplicate. That way, if I fuck anything up, we can just come right back to this. So, ready for merge. Save. Alright, that's saved, and then I'll immediately, like I said, just save again. So this is ready for merge. Next one's gonna be merged. And then we can start working on those pant loops and the belt buckle. And once I finish up with that shit, we're gonna be done. What up, Absol? Hey Siri, play the Book of Soul by Absol. Alright, yeah. So I'm gonna go through. I got my backup file saved in case I just absolutely fucking ruin everything now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come through on these pants. I'm gonna merge everything that makes up the pants, and then I'm gonna dynamesh them together. Before I do that, I'm gonna want to make sure everything is in really solid contact, right? And I might, I'm probably going to go ahead and turn off everything that's not the priest right now, just to make it a little bit easier to work on this. Yeah, you can see all that. We don't want that to merge like that. We want those edges to be right up against each other. So I just got to get all this shit really, really close. Like, as fucking close as possible before I merge it. Otherwise, when I actually mesh it all together and make it one mesh, it's gonna be all fucked up. And I don't want it to be all fucked up. I want it to be nice. I want it to be nice. So, coming through, just kind of making sure that edge is consistent everywhere, but also in contact everywhere with the other pieces of fabric that make up the pants. I can just come through anything that's poking through. I'll just push it in as little as I can until it disappears, because we want them to be touching, but I don't want it to be poking through. That's not how pants work. That's what we call impossible geometry. That shit don't work. So we'll pull this. I think it's actually what we would call non-manifold geometry if we wanted to be a little bit more precise and professional with our language, but ain't working. Geo gets the idea across just as effectively, if you ask me. So, user 346493188, welcome and goodbye. Alright. Well, yeah, same thing over here. Just kind of start folding this pant leg over the other piece of fabric. Morty, man, I appreciate you hanging around. Hopefully this is somewhat fun to watch. It's certainly fun to sculpt. And I like your username. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Rick. Alright. Alright. That's getting pretty close. Still bring that all in a bit further. Yep. And after these are all one piece, I'm gonna do a few little tricks to get it to actually look more like cloth. Get some more fun wrinkles and shit in there, but first I just need to get all these put together. And it'll be interesting. I've spent all this time doing all this work to make sure I keep those really nice edges on the fabric. And it's going to be kind of difficult to preserve them